Melissa, can you come here a minute?
I'm in the middle of putting an IV in. I'll be right back. Oh, no.
Can someone else do it for you?
I guess so.
Do you want someone else to do it, or can it wait?
I'll be right back. Oh, my God.
I feel like this is our thing now.
I love it.
I love it. Are you kidding me? Well, you are this month's Daisy Award winner.
Oh, thank you.
And to say it's well deserved, I think, is an understatement. But I'm going to read you your nomination. All right, so you ready? I'll give you that. Me. Thanks, Jim. The staff from Due West at Jefferson Bucks would like to nominate one of their own nurses, Melissa Raymond, for the Daisy Award. Melissa goes above and beyond for patient care when she is on the floor. Her selflessness does not go unnoticed, whether it is in helping her fellow nurses on the floor or attending to her every patient's need. Even if she just won the Daisy Award, she does it, right? I mean, come on. On New Year's Day, one of Melissa's patients stated that how she had never gone to a New Year's Day without having one of her favorite meals, which is pork and sauerkraut. Melissa took it upon herself to make sure this patient would not have to miss the meal he loved the most. She went straight to her phone and ordered a crock-pot pork sauerkraut and potatoes for him to have for dinner. Where did you order from?
Instacart.
All right. I've been meaning to ask you that. All right. Every time I see that, I'm like, where the heck did she get that? The patient was beyond grateful for her being so generous to go out of her way to make sure he wouldn't miss the meal he loved. This is just one example of the selflessness that Melissa displays each day that she is on our floor. We would love for her to receive this recognition that she deserves.
Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
You're awesome. You so deserve this. You really do. And the fact that it came from these guys.
They deserve it.
Well, nominate them. They'll get one
I
next.
will.
We have plenty of awards to give.
Thank
you know, this is, I think you know this, but for some of you may not. All these nominations get submitted and get blinded, so your name wouldn't even be on it. And it goes to the Shared Governance Council, and every month they vote on who they think at the 3 J&E hospitals is the most worthy nomination. So obviously you were this month.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so nervous right now.
I know you are, but it's all right. It's because he stands. Congratulations.
Thank you so
This
much.
month's Daisy Award winner. You were surprised.
Yes, very
Thanks for inviting
surprised.
me to your office.
Thanks for having me.
So I know you were surprised.
Yes, very surprised. I had no clue.
So how long have you been here? How long have you worked at Bucks?
18 years, 3 years as an aide, and then the rest as a nurse.
So you worked as a nursing assistant here? Mm-hmm. And then what made you want to stay here at Bucks when you graduated as a nurse?
The atmosphere, like the home-like atmosphere. You get to know all the people like family. You spend half your life here.
That's true. Yeah. Well,
Good
you're a big
group of
part
people.
Of that. You're a big part of that. So are you surprised that your coworkers nominated you for this?
Yes, I think there's so many like great employees, and I feel like I just got a great award that I was not expecting this at all. Not at all.
I think it's incredibly well deserved, and I think it's obvious, right? You just alluded to you won the Susan Campbell Award this year as the Jefferson nurse,
amazing.
Which is amazing and incredibly well deserved.
Thank you.
And I think this just speaks to that as well, that not only do patients, but so do your coworkers recognize what just an exceptional nurse you are.
Well, I appreciate that a lot.
What do you think it is you do? Like, what do you think that when they look at you, because clearly this isn't a one-off, right? Like, this is clearly who you are, and it's clear that people see it. What do you think it is that you do, or how do you approach your work that is so noticeable to everybody else?
I treat everybody as if they were part of my family. So that way, because that's how I would want my family to be treated. And that's just the way I do it. And coworkers, patients, everybody.
Is it hard to do that?
No, not at all. I feel better doing it.
What do you think? How do you know? Because right, what I might want or what you might want, or you could all be different. So how do you sort of hone in on that with each of your patients?
Good communication with my patients. That's my goal.
Yeah. Well, and obviously, I mean, I was joking, but when we got here, you were in the middle of something, and you told us we needed to wait until you finished, and I really appreciated that because I think it speaks to exactly what everyone else is saying and what they're seeing constantly from you. If you could give, all of us advice in terms of how we could be better, how could we do better in making sure that patients are getting what they need and that their nursing cares as exceptional as the patients you take care of? What would you tell all of us?
That's a hard question, but just patience and try to understand how they're feeling in the situation.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
Yeah, just kind of identify and what it is that's driving the person's behavior. That's important. I think sometimes we all lose sight of that, especially when we're busy, right? And
We all have
everybody
our own goals, but we got to realize they have goals too, and sometimes they don't match.
And sometimes, right, they may not even be good, right? Like,
Yeah, right.
but it's important to your
Right.
point. And I think, the example that your coworkers gave around, that was so important to that patient. And I think, I don't know
Yeah.
all of the sort of, I don't know if it's traditions around that, but
Yeah.
people feel strongly about that stuff. And I'm sure it wouldn't have been necessarily devastating to the person, but it would have really
he
clouded
was-
their whole day
yeah.
and made him sad.
He was very upset because it was during the end of COVID, and the shipment of the sauerkraut and beef or whatever we were having, pork, didn't get to our kitchen on time, so they had like a substitute, but he was devastated. And then it made his day, I still remember it. It's a great moment.
It's a great moment. And it's a simple moment, right? Like you said, it wasn't that it was anything difficult or
No.
hard, but it was so simple, but most people wouldn't have done it. Most people would have said, oh, there's nothing I can do. And you didn't do that. You said, I'll figure out something to do, which I think, again, is a difference in, it's little, it's a nuance in terms of, there really was nothing you could do in terms of what was happening in this building. There was no pork here, and but you figured out a way. And I think that's something that I've heard consistently about you, is you don't let things get in your way. And when you see something that is important to a patient or important for a patient, you're really persistent. And it doesn't matter kind of what is the thing that's in your way of that. You get it done.
I try.
You do. You do. That's incredible. Don't underestimate it. And, thanks for everything you do.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so much.
Thanks
You
for
have to
having
stay
me.
here forever.
I'm a lifer.
All right,
I'm a
good.
lifer.
That's what we want. But thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you.
I appreciate this. It makes a difference. Thank you.